Yo, what's good, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to another Tyler Perry Sisters review. This is the trailer breakdown, the extended trailer breakdown for episode 16. If this is your first time coming to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning family member, then you already know what it is and what it always will be. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, tell somebody to tell somebody if you choose to. But if not, just sit back, relax, and we're going to get right into this messy thing. Well, looky. Who's playing a little hooky? What do we have here? Danni and stalker Tony. This was the sole purpose of Danni leaving her house 2 hours early. Now, I'm not a fan of stalker Tony for several reasons, but I'll just stick with this one. He tells Danni that he wants to shoot his shot and that he really likes her. Now, there is nothing wrong with Tony being attracted to Danni. There's not anything wrong with him liking Danni, but there is an issue with him actively trying to pursue her when she has already told him that she is in a committed relationship. Then again, Danni wasn't rejecting any of the vibes that Tony was giving the night before. She seemed incredibly interested and intrigued in his interest with her. So I guess I could kind of understand why he feels like he has an opportunity, or why he feels that he has a shot at actually making something happen with Danni, because she wasn't rejecting his advances. And honestly, I think that Danni enjoys the thought of being committed to someone than actually being committed to someone. And as I stated before, destined is not destined. Now, moving right on along to Karen and Pam, we see them standing outside of the salon, and Karen tells Pam that she's going to be single for a while, which I totally agree with. Hell, they all need to be single, but you know what I'm saying? We take what we can get. You know what I'm saying? Beggars can't be choosy, and we can't be asking Tyler Perry for too much because we know damn well we're not going to get it. And so Pam tells her that may change soon. And I was like, what the hell? So it looks like we're going to be introduced to a new character, and that character is being portrayed by the one and only Jason Weaver. Now, initially, I thought that he was going to be playing Karen's love interest, but I believe this character is actually married with a bunch of kids. So I don't believe that he is playing Karen's love interest, but who knows? Tyler can introduce someone one way and halfway throughout the season or a couple episodes later, completely flip the person to be something totally different. Child, we just never know. Now, I could be wrong. But the police officer that they have on scene with Zach and Heather, just why? I'm like, of all the police officers that could have came with her to get her child back, y'all sent him? I said, Tyler, I want to hit you for being funny, because this looks like it should be a serious scene, but just by his presence alone, I know I'm going to get a chuckle or two. Now, the officer actually looks like he's more of a flashlight cop at the mall than law enforcement. But I'm going to talk about this man, because this man didn't do nothing to me, but he just looked a little weird and out of place being in this scene with Heather and Zach. And so Heather is telling the officer that Zach took Michael from her house, which is the truth. And so Zach wants her to leave Michael with him, and Heather ain't hearing that. She basically tells the officer that she wants to press charges. Now, this whole thing is a mess. This whole thing is an absolute mess, and I have so many questions. And I know that I have, I guess, irritated or made some people a little, you know what I'm saying, upset with me with my stance on this whole Heather situation. Now, I have never said that I believe that Heather is right in anything that has happened. I don't. However, there are certain things that I always take into consideration. There is a big difference between what is lawful and what is ethical. And ethical, is, our own individual ethics is what we feel is morally sound, which has absolutely nothing to do with the law. I don't always agree with the law. However, the law is the law, and I do understand that. My main concern has been, yes, Zach took Michael from Heather's house, in which he should have taken his child out of an abusive environment. Where I believe Zach and Fatima erred is that they did not take the child to the hospital so there could be a report written on, the bruises that were found, his blood work, so-and-so. And he did not go and file any type of police report regarding Michael being his son. His son was in an abusive environment. He took the child out of there. The mother is at work. That was another thing, too, because I think Zach made the statement that he called Heather, but Heather did not call him back. Now, mind you, to everybody who's been coming for me, Heather is a stripper. We all know that. And Heather stripper hours is within the time that Zach took the child. I'm guessing that Heather didn't know her child was missing until she got home. And maybe the little dude she was with told her what happened, but I don't believe she was made aware that Zach had Michael until she actually got home from her shift. And then Heather did what the hell she was supposed to do. She went to the police, had someone escort her to Zach's house so she could get her child. Now, in addition to all of this going on, one thing we also got to remember too is that Zach is on probation for armed robbery. Zach also got arrested for assaulting an officer of the court, which is Hayden. He also got arrested for breaking into Aaron's hotel room, which there was a fight. He assaulted him there. So there's already a history with Zach when it comes to violent behavior, and he's trying to get full custody of his son. So those are things that have to be taken into consideration, which leads me to this point. We see that Zach is in Fatima's office, and she's telling him that sometimes you just got to go straight hood. Maybe sometimes, but not in this situation here. I was like, Zach, I normally don't say this, bruh, but I'm sure whatever it is that you're probably thinking or conjuring up is a whole lot better than the advice that Fatima is giving you, which is interesting because Fatima normally does give sound advice, but based on this preview, not in this situation. You already know the issues that your man is dealing with, so having him to go hood, ghetto, street, all of that is not going to put him in the best position to obtain custody of his son, especially with the strikes he already has against him. So in this moment in time, I really hope that Zach does not take the advice that Fatima is giving him, because it's not going to work in his favor. And because they didn't do the steps that I stated earlier, now it has to be proven that Michael obtained those bruises while he was in his mother's care, while he was at his mother's house, because she can flip it and say, oh, my son didn't have that on him until Zach took him away. So many things can be said unless Tyler writes it where Michael, begins talking and reveals what may have happened to him while he was with his mom or one of his mom's many boyfriends. And so we see that Tamara pops back up at Hayden's, and the jury is still out on Tamara, because I don't know if she actually likes Hayden or if she's doing this for the money. I really want to say she's starting to like him, but like I said, the jury is still out. We actually do not know what's really going on in the mind of Tamara, but I am so interested in finding out. So we see Sabrina and Maurice. They are in Andy's office, and Sabrina she's a nervous wreck. She's a nervous wreck because she does not know the nature of the call from the DA, because he will not say what it is over the phone. So of course she's anxious, she's nervous. She really doesn't know what's going on. And I hope that when we watch this episode on Wednesday, this is the final chapter for this entire bank robbery situation. I hope that Sabrina can find peace with it, move along, get her job back so that she can leave all of this mess with Q behind her, because she honestly did not deserve it. And for Maurice,
you better be more careful who you pick up in grocery stores next time.
That's all I got to say about that. I have nothing else to say for Maurice, to Maurice, or about Maurice. I'll be end it with that. I want to thank you guys for listening. Thank you to all the new subscribers, everybody that's commenting. I greatly appreciate it. Until next time, I will holler at y'all later, and y'all be safe out there. One.